promises of synthetic biology are huge.
And I started thinking about the horror scenarios.
Why are you so afraid for it?
You should not give a blank check to scientists.
Can't you put a little bit trust in scientists?
You can maybe even help stop climate change.
We feel this is not a desirable development.
And in the end, who is responsible?
iGEM, the worldwide synthetic biology competition for students, came to Amsterdam for the first time in September 2011. On the night preceding this event, the Rathenau Institute organized a meeting of young minds. Young politicians from Dutch political youth organizations and young scientists from iGEM discussed the future of synthetic biology. The three-round debate featured the promises, regulation and ownership of synthetic biology and new synthetic organisms.
The biggest opportunity of synthetic biology, of course, for us Greens would be helping to stop climate change. And it will actually help us create the biofuels.
Synthetic biology offers all sorts of tremendous opportunities to solve problems relating to biodiversity, energy, food crisis and things like that.
I appreciate very much all the scientific enthusiasm of all the iGEM teams and all the scientists in this field. I appreciate very much all the good intentions they have to improve the quality of life. However, I'm still not convinced that we can foresee all the impacts of SynBio.
There's no such thing as risk-free technology, and also synthetic biology is not risk-free. So what we need to do is minimize those risks. And what we think as Young Democrats that the best way to do that is trust scientists primarily. Scientists know what they are doing, we do not. As politicians, the developments are very, very rapid and very, very fast, so we cannot legislate in advance.
The biggest threat of synthetic biology for us would be bioterror.
Synthetic biology can be abused. We think that openness, transparency, that is what is the best prevention of abuse of synthetic biology.
As an evolutionist myself, I know that nature has many imperfections, but I think it would be unwise to think that humanity can simply change that.
We really have to manage our expectations from synthetic biology.
You really have to look at the public opinion of the time.
I think this meeting of young minds organized by the Rathenau Institute is a very good idea of them, because it shows that the scientists are open to the public, and with synthetic biology we create new organisms. So it's very important that people do know that we don't want to create monsters or anything like that, but that we want to create something which could help people.
Well, I thought that this meeting was really helpful in seeing what other people and what politicians actually think about synthetic biology. And I think it's really important to have these debates continuously to make sure that we're not just scientists in a lab, labbing away without really assessing what's important and what other people think.
The importance of an evening like this for me is I think that you can really have a deep, thorough discussion between scientists and politicians, young people who are having the future in their hands, so to speak. And I hope that many political parties can actually take a lesson from this, because I really feel that attention for technology is lacking too much in the current political debate.
I think at this moment politicians know relatively little about science, and I think it's good if we try to involve them more in the future. And I think starting with these young minds, young bright minds, I think is an excellent opportunity to get started.
As a political youth organization, we before haven't really thought about synthetic biology, so we gained a lot of knowledge and we actually really discussed it on a political level.
It's tremendous that Rathenau has organized all of this. It has been very informative to talk to the synthetic biologist, and we would very much like to continue this debate in the future.
A lot of compliments for the political youth organizations, because synthetic biology is of course a very difficult subject matter, and most of them probably for about 3 or 4 months ago never heard about it. Nonetheless, they really stood their ground and really delved into the subject matter and really were able to say some very sharp things about them.
I've enjoyed the views of the different politicians, and what I would hope is that they take it now to the next level, let's say to the politicians that really govern our country.
Today we had a discussion, a meeting of young minds between the politicians of the future and the synthetic biologists of the future. And now our task is to make sure that the message of the politicians of the future gets to the politicians of now.